Namaste and welcome to today's yoga class. Today we are going to be focusing on the hips and we're going to go deep into the hips, really stretching out the joints, the fascia, and the muscles. We will also be using a technique known as PNF or proprioceptive neuromuscular facilitation. I know it can be quite a mouthful, but in essence, it is using opposing forces to create an elongation of the muscle fiber. So, for today's session, all you would need is a yoga block and a belt. If you don't have a belt, you could also just use a scarf or a folded up towel.
So we're just going to begin first by sitting straight, sitting upright. So if you find that you have a rounding in the lower back, I would suggest you to sit on a block or on a cushion, something to raise you up higher. So sitting straight, we're going to begin with a normal twist. So bringing your right hand on the left knee, left hand behind you. Every inhale, lengthening the spine. Exhale, twisting. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to twist, and slowly coming back to center, placing the left hand on the right knee, the right hand behind you. Every inhale, lengthening the spine, every exhale, twisting. Long, deep breaths. And inhale, coming back to center. We are now going to bring your left hand by your side, your left thumb pointing down, and then trying to bring the left hand back as high as possible on your back, and then bringing your right hand up to try and clasp with the left. Of course, here you can use the belt to help you if you can't reach your hand. Long deep breaths here. We'll stay here for 5 breaths. As you do this, make sure that your right bicep is close to the right ear and it's not far away. And slowly releasing the hands, bringing your right hand by the side, your right thumb pointing downwards, and then bringing the right hand back and trying to bind with the left. Again, you can use a belt if you can't reach. Making sure that your left bicep is close to the left ear and your left elbow is pointing up to the ceiling. This is a great exercise to do every day, especially because we spend so much time sitting. It could be in front of the computer, hunching our back. So it's great to open up the shoulders and the upper back doing this. Slowly releasing the hands. So we're going to begin just with some mobility for the hips. So we're just going to start to mobilize the hips in different ways. So initially I'm going to ask you to bring the legs to spread the legs wide. So you're bringing the legs spread wide apart. We're going to interlock the fingers. We're going to go over to the left side. Again, if you can't reach all the way, even if it's just hovering above the shin or the knee is more than enough. And then we're going to track all the way around to go to the right leg. So we're just going to go back and forth between the left and the right leg, all the while breathing long, deep breaths. Try to keep your thighs engaged, your legs engaged during this entire process. Long deep breaths. And once you're done, slowly coming back to center. Now we're going to try and engage the inner thighs while they are in this position of being stretched. This is really important to gain flexibility at our end ranges of motion. So what is called active flexibility, the ability to engage our muscle while it is being stretched. So you can now place your block or your water bottle or whatever you have handy on the inner side of your left foot. Place both hands on either side of the left thigh. Inhale, lifting the left leg up and over the block. Up and over the block. Make sure that you're not going backwards as you do this. So keeping your weight slightly forward throughout this process. Again, if it's too high, if it's too much, you can make the block just sideways. And if it's too much to lift, you can just lift up and place it down. Lift up and place it down. So we're going to do this 5 times. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. Last 2 times. Good. And now we can switch the block to the inside of the right foot. Once again, placing your palms on either side of the right thigh. So again, if you can't lift on the higher side of the block, you can always use any of the lower variations. And if it's painful to lift at all, you can just lift slightly. If you're feeling a lot of pain in the inner thigh, that means that this is something you should really do every day. So hands on either side of the right thigh. Inhale, lifting up and placing down. Inhale up and down. Inhale up and down. Inhale up and down. Try to make sure your weight isn't going too far back. Keeping your weight forward. We'll do 2 times each side. Good job. And now you can put the block to the side. We are now just going to bring the legs together, coming into a butterfly position, flapping the legs a few times. And whenever you're ready, coming on to your hands and knees, we'll go into a few cat-cow positions to warm up the spine. Inhale, gazing up to the ceiling, chin to ceiling. Exhale, chin to chest. Curving the back. Inhale up. Exhale, chin to chest, curving the back. Inhale up. Exhale, chin to chest, curving the back. Last time, inhale up. And exhale, chin to chest, curving the spine. Inhale, coming to center. We're going to do a little bit of a flow just to warm up the hamstrings, to warm up our body, so that when we do the PNF stretches, our body is nice and warm. These stretches shouldn't be done when we are cold or not warm. So from here, you're going to untuck the toes and exhale, pushing back into a downward facing dog. So you're having your feet hip width apart. You're trying to bring the heels down towards the mat. Legs are straight, shoulders away from the ears. Breathing for 4, 3, 2, and 1. On the next inhale, bringing your left foot in between your hands, dropping the right knee down. Inhale, coming up, placing the hands on the front of the thigh. Again, here, if you have sensitive knees, you can place a cushion or a towel underneath your right knee. Just pushing your left knee forward, allowing the stretch in your right front thigh. Breathing here for 3, 2, and 1. Exhale, placing the hands down, bringing the left leg back, coming into a plank position. Here you can bring the knee down and exhale, bringing the chest down all the way. Inhaling up into a cobra or a half cobra, whatever is comfortable for your back. Exhale, pushing back into downward facing dog. 2 breaths here. 1 and 2. Inhale, bringing the right leg forward in between the hands, dropping the left leg down. Once again, coming up, placing your hands, your right hand on the right thigh, left hand on top of the right, pushing the knee forward, feeling the stretch in the front of your left thigh. Breathing here for 3, 2, and 1. Placing the hands on either side of the right leg, untucking the left foot toes and bringing the left foot forward, coming into a simple forward fold. Here you can have the knees slightly bent and you're just going to grab opposite elbows, slightly swaying side to side. From here, bringing the hands down, we're going to try and bring our feet together. So bringing the feet all the way together, bending your knees. You're going to clasp your opposite elbow at the back of the knees, bending as much as you need to be able to do that. Bringing your forehead to the knees. And then from here, trying to straighten the legs. It's okay if your legs are still bent, you don't have to straighten all the way. Breathing long, deep breaths. And then slowly releasing, placing the hands on the mat. You're going to walk both legs back, coming into a plank position. Exhale, knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhale up into cobra position. Exhaling into downward facing dog. Breathing here for 5 breaths this time. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, bringing your left leg in between the hands. Dropping once again the right knee down. From here, you're coming up, placing your right hand on the left thigh, left hand on top of the right, pushing the left knee forward. Breathing here for 5 breaths. 4, 3, 2, and 1. From here, we're going to stay in this position. And what I want you to do now is we're going to start to practice the PNF stretches. So what we're going to do here is you're just going to try and squeeze. So you're trying to bring your back knee, your right knee forward and your left foot back. So it's like as if there's a big ball in between the legs and you're trying to squeeze that ball. So just keeping your hands on the hips and then trying to squeeze. Squeezing for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax, allowing yourself to go a little bit deeper if possible. Once again, squeezing, second time for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Going slightly deeper. And from here, placing the hands down, bringing the left leg back, coming into a plank position. Exhale, knees, chest, chin to the mat. Inhaling up into cobra. Exhaling into downward facing dog. Breathing here for 2 breaths. For 1 and 2. Inhale, bringing the right leg forward, in between the hands, placing the left knee down. You're going to place the left hand on top of the right thigh, right hand on top of the left. Exhale, pushing forward. At any point, if you feel you need to take a break, you can always go into child's pose. From here, again, we're going to do the same thing. So we're going to bring the left knee to pull forward, the right heel foot back, and we're going to try and squeeze. So the legs are not actually moving, but we're trying to create a squeeze. So as though there's something in between. So what this does is this engages the psoas muscle in the back leg while it is being stretched. So once again, trying to squeeze for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relaxing, allowing your legs to fall a little bit deeper into the stretch. And once again, squeezing the legs together for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relaxing, allowing yourself to go a little bit deeper into the stretch. And now placing your hands on either side of the right leg, untucking the left foot toes and bringing the left foot forward into a forward fold. So here we're going to do it a little bit differently. You can have a slight bend in the knees once again, and you're trying to bring your hands straight out in front of you. This is really good also for the back, to lengthen the back. So we're going to be here for 5 breaths. For 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Placing the hands down, and from here walking the legs back slowly, coming into a plank position. Exhale, knees, chest, chin to the mat. Inhaling into upward facing dog. Exhaling into downward facing dog. Breathing here for 3 breaths. For 1, 2, and 3. On the next inhale, you're going to bring your left knee in between the palms, So your left knee is in between the palms, placing your right knee down. Once again, if you feel a tension in the right leg, it's a bit sore, you can place a cushion or a towel underneath it. From here, either you're staying upright, or if it's possible for you, you can start to fold forward. So the Kapotasana or pigeon pose is an amazing posture which we must incorporate into our daily activity because it stretches out the glutes, which are the biggest muscle group in the body. So again, your leg is like in a 45-degree angle. So try not to fall over onto your left butt. So you're keeping your hips squared. So the hips are squared so that you're pointing straight forward and not opening out to the side. We're going to stay here for another minute. So try to make yourself comfortable. Just breathing long, deep breaths. If there's tension, trying to relax completely. Just allowing yourself to dissolve completely into the mat. Not holding tension in your legs, in your shoulders, in your neck. Of course, if this is hurting your front knee, your left knee, I would advise you to come out of the posture. Last 5 breaths here. And inhale, slowly walking out of the posture, sitting up straight. You're going to try from here to bend your right leg. So you're bending your right leg slightly. You can lean forward. And if possible, you're going to try and either with your hand just hold on to your right foot, or you can try to bring the right heel closer to the right butt. Breathing here for the last 3 breaths. 2 and 1. Slowly releasing the right leg back. And you're going to push back all the way into a downward facing dog. Breathing another 3 breaths here in downward facing dog, pushing the heels down. Breathing for 1, 2, and 3. On the next inhale, bringing your right knee in between the hands, bringing the left leg back. Once again, if you have sensitive knees, you can place something underneath your left knee. Trying to keep the hips squared, you can either stay just upright, just like this, or you can try to come onto your forearms, or if possible, you can try to come all the way down onto your forehead or onto your palms. We're going to stay here for a minute. So allowing yourself with every inhale to lengthen your spine, with every exhale to just go deeper into the stretch. Long deep breaths. Again, notice if you feel pain in your right knee. If you do, take it a step back, no need to push. Staying mindful of how your body is feeling, tuning in to the sensations, to what your body is communicating with you. Last 5 breaths. From here, ever so slowly, walking the hands back up, keeping your weight leaning forward, and if possible, here you're going to try to bend your left knee, clasping with your left hand on the inside. You can just hold it here, or if you feel comfortable, you can then try to bring your left knee closer to the left butt. We're going to breathe here for another 5 breaths. For 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Slowly releasing. And exhale, pushing back into a downward facing dog. Breathing here for 2 breaths. And 1. And from here, we're going to slowly walk the feet all the way up to the hands. You can have the legs wide. And then from here, we're going to come onto the tips of our toes, squatting down all the way and all the way coming to sit. And then lie down on our backs. So this is the point where we will require a belt or the scarf. So do grab your belt or your scarf. We're going to do some PNF stretching for the hamstrings. This is an amazing method to open up your hamstrings very quickly. So we're going to place the belt about at the mound of the toes, above the arch of the feet, and you're just going to grab your 2 hands with the belt. So now, wherever your leg is at, if your leg is here and it's able to be straight, that's your position. So I don't want you to bend the leg and bring the leg too far. Just keeping it, a micro bend is okay, but not bending it too much. So depending on your flexibility, you might have your leg here or even further closer. So from this position, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start to push. So as though I'm trying to bring my leg back down towards the mat. So I'm going to try to push the leg down, and at the same time I'm holding on with the hands, not allowing my leg to go down. So I'm going to give that counter force. So pushing with the leg, trying to bring it down for 5, 4, using only 50% of your strength. Don't use all your strength of your leg, only 50%. 3, 2, and 1. Slowly relax, moving the leg if possible slightly closer to you. Just staying relaxed here for 5 breaths. And now once again trying to straighten the leg and pushing the leg down. At the same time, your hands are pulling against the leg. Breathing here for 5, pushing, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relaxing the leg, trying to pull the leg even closer if possible. Last engagement we're going to do here. Relaxing for a few breaths. And on the next inhale, you're going to try to straighten the leg, pushing the leg down once again. And once again, trying to pull with the hands. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax. And relaxing the leg all the way down. Here we're going to give our hands a bit of a rest because it might be sore from all the pulling. So what you're going to do in between is a simple twist. So bringing your left leg over the right. So you're sort of binding around and then allowing your legs to fall over to the right side. So the legs are falling over all the way to the right. So allowing your legs to fall over to the right. You can place your right palm on the right thigh and your left hand by your side. Try not to lift your left shoulder off the mat. So your left shoulder is firmly planted. Looking over to your left palm. We're going to stay here for a minute. So just sinking into the twist, breathing long and deep breaths. And we can slowly make our way back to center. Once again, grabbing the belt or the scarf. And this time we're going to stretch out the right leg. So placing the belt on the mounds of the toes, pulling the leg down. So as much as you can, you're trying to keep the leg straight. With a slight micro bend is okay, but you don't want to be bending too much. So regardless of where the leg is at, you're going to have the effects of this. So even if your leg is here, it's good, no problem. So from here, you're gonna try to push down with the leg and at the same time pull the belt with your hands, giving this sort of opposite motion. So pushing the leg away from you, pulling it towards you at the same time for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relaxing the leg, bringing it deeper into the stretch. Breathing normally for a few breaths. And now once again, we're going to try and straighten the leg and push the leg down at about 50% of your maximum force. You're not trying to push too hard. Breathing for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relaxing, allowing your leg to come a little bit deeper into the stretch. Relaxing for a few breaths. And then once again, trying to push the leg down, pulling with the hands for the last 5 breaths. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relaxing all the way, releasing the leg down. And we're going to complete the twist on the other side. So bringing your right leg to wrap around the left, allowing your legs to fall over to the right side, to the left side, sorry, legs fall over to the left side. Your right shoulder is down on the mat. You're gazing out towards your right palm. You can have your left hand resting on the left thigh. Long, deep breaths. You can close your eyes here, just feeling into your body, to the sensations in your body. And you can slowly make your way back to center. And then rolling over to one side and coming up all the way to seated. I would invite you to close your eyes here for just a moment, staying in tune with how you're feeling at the moment, with the sensations in the body, the relaxation in your body, in your mind. Just staying focused on that.
Thank you for joining me today. And I would suggest that you can take a Shavasana corpse pose or sit in meditation for a few minutes to integrate this practice into all cells of your body. Namaste and see you soon.